In this video and section of the course, we will be discussing launching campaigns on Facebook, and we'll even go through a few live examples so you can follow alongside me and know exactly what to do when launching your own campaigns. Now, there are many strategies when it comes to launching Facebook campaigns. Many of them are actually pretty good, but what you need to do is you need to stick to the plan, man. Don't deviate from pre-established strategies and plans until you know what you're doing, and then you can go ahead and create your own strategy and plan. For example, the company Digital Marketer, they put out different Facebook plans all the time. They share what they're doing, what's working, what isn't, etc. And really, it's good material, good content, worth trying out. And I definitely recommend checking them out. But there are other gurus out there putting out their own Facebook launch plans. And if somebody else resonates better with you than what I'm about to propose, then fine, that's okay. What I'm about to show you is not the end-all be-all plan, but it does work, and it is the one I use and I teach. So what I do is the 5-day Facebook ad launch plan, very original name, but at the end of 5 days, the idea is that you're going to have a good audience, good targeting, a good ad, or at the very least, you're going to know what didn't work. So you could either relaunch and try and figure out that good audience, the good targeting, the good ad, or if you did find a good audience, good targeting, and good ad, you can go ahead and scale your campaign. So that's the idea. In 5 days, you're going to have a good ad, or you're not, but you're going to have a definitive answer. So that way you can take the next steps. So let's go ahead and check out my 5-day Facebook ad launch plan. Alright, so here it is in a nice little flow chart for you so you can just follow right along. Now at the top here, we have our campaign, and we're going to select conversions for our objective. And we're only going to focus on one offer or objective. So that might be leads for a particular lead magnet or purchases on a particular product. We're not going to test a bunch of different lead magnets and a bunch of different products within one campaign. We're going to only focus on one objective, one lead magnet, one product, one goal, etc. And then when it comes to ad set, we're going to select our device types. We're going to do mobile and desktop unless you have a valid reason to only choose a mobile device or only choose a desktop device. But you typically want to keep it kind of broad, select mobile and desktop. At this initial stage, for placements, you're going to want to select Facebook and Newsfeed unless you have a valid reason for selecting other placements or other websites like Instagram. But if you don't have a valid reason for selecting anything else, do Facebook and Newsfeeds. For conversion, you're going to select lead or purchase, depending on what your goal is. If you're trying to get leads, you're going to select lead. If you're trying to get purchases, you'll select purchase. And of course, it could be something else as well if you have a different conversion goal. For budget and schedule, you're going to select $5 per day per ad. Now, if we look down here, we're going to have between 2 and 6 ads at a time. So that means you're going to spend between $2 and $30 a day. So if you have 2 ads, you'll spend $10, 3 ads $15, 4 ads $20, 5 ads $25, 6 ads $30. Right? Makes sense. Now we'll talk about audiences here. So we have an OR statement. So we're going to do a lookalike audience, and we're going to make sure that it is hyper-targeted, which basically means we're going to dial in our targeting. We're going to make sure our demographics, behaviors, interests make sense. And the only way we're going to use one of these lookalike audiences is if we have more than 500 conversions in our custom audience. So if we have a custom audience of leads and we have over 500 leads in that custom audience, we can go ahead and create a lookalike audience of that custom audience and then hyper-target that lookalike audience and use that. But if we don't have a custom audience with more than 500 conversions, we're just going to go ahead and use a saved audience, which is that choose your own audience feature that Facebook offers. And we're going to use precise interests when developing that audience. That's why I have precise written here. We're not going to go with a broad audience. You're going to pick exactly who you believe is your ideal customer. So those are the two audiences you'll choose from, a lookalike audience if you have over 500 conversions, or a precise saved audience. And let's say you have a custom audience with over 1,000 conversions, but you want to use a saved audience, that's fine too. The point is, if you're going to use a lookalike audience, you need to make sure you have at least 500 conversions in that audience, because anything less than that, your lookalike audience probably won't be as accurate as you need it to be, and you'd be better off going with a saved audience using precise interests, demographics, and behaviors. And then, of course, for optimization and delivery, you're going to choose conversions. Scrolling on down, we're talking about ads. You're going to create between 2 and 6 ads. And go ahead and make 2 to 6 completely different ads. Use some images, use some videos, use some carousels, use some slideshows. Try long copy versus short copy. Just mix it up a little bit. And of course, while you're creating these ads, keep your audience in mind. Create ads that resonate with your audience, or that you think will resonate with your audience. You don't have to be all cute and cuddly with your ads. Just tell them what they're going to get if they click on your particular ad. And then what you're going to do is you're going to wait 3 days. So you're not going to touch anything for 3 days. You're going to spend the $10, $15, $20, $25, $30 a day, and you're going to let your ads run, and you're going to collect data. Now, at the end of 3 days, you're going to ask yourself, did any conversions take place? So did you get any new leads, or did you get any new customers? If no, then you're going to kill the ads you've created. They're not working for you because you should have had at least 1 or 2 or 3 conversions within 3 days. So if you don't have any conversions, you might as well kill them because something isn't right. You're targeting your audience, the audience you want, and you created ads that you think will resonate with them. So you should have some sort of conversions at this point in time. And if not, then your ads probably suck a little bit. So you're going to kill them, and you're going to create between 2 and 6 more. And you're going to go ahead and run them at $5 per day per ad. And you're going to wait 3 days yet again. And then you're going to ask yourself again, did any conversions take place on these new ads that I just launched? If no, so you launched ads over here, and you launched ads right here. And if no conversions have taken place after 6 days and 2 different sets of ads, then something sucks, okay? Either your offer sucks, so what you're offering to people, your lead magnet or your product or your service, something just is not resonating, something isn't clicking with your audience, and you need to go ahead and possibly adjust your offer. Maybe you need to adjust your squeeze page. Maybe your squeeze page is not very good. Maybe your sales page isn't very good if you're sending people there. Your landing page isn't very good. Something is wrong. Because if you created between 4 and 12 ads targeting exactly the person you want to target and no one is connecting with it, something is wrong. For some reason, people aren't connecting with what you're offering. Whether it's your offer or your page, it's hard to say right off the top, but something is not right. You need to go back to the drawing board and reevaluate where you're giving people. So let's say you adjust your offer and your squeeze page, then you come back up and you start over and go through this whole process yet again. So let's say that a conversion does take place, whether it's right away, like hopefully it should be, or it's down on your second set of ads that you create. You're going to kill the bottom 50% of ads. So you're going to look at your ads, you're going to look at the data, the results, you're going to see how many leads they generated or how many purchases they generated, how many clicks they received, and you're going to turn off the bottom 50% of ads. So if you're running 2 different ads and one is outperforming the other, you obviously just kill the one ad that's not performing. If you're running 6 different ads, you'll kill the bottom performing 3 ads. So at this point in time, you'll be left with 1 to 3 different ads, and you're going to go ahead and you're going to wait 2 more days. You're going to let more people see your top performing ads. You're going to let them engage with them, hopefully convert with them, become leads, become customers, etc. You're going to collect more data. So after these 2 days, you're then going to pull down breakdown reports. And we're going to go over all this stuff in follow-on videos, but a breakdown report is a report on how your ad is performing based on different segments. For example, devices and placements, age, gender, and location. So essentially what you're going to do right here is run these breakdown reports, see which devices and placements are working the best. So is mobile outperforming desktop or desktop outperforming mobile? Are newsfeed ads outperforming right column ads or vice versa? And you'll ultimately kill the ones that are not performing as well. So let's say desktop is not performing as well as mobile. You're going to wind up killing all desktop traffic. And then you'll also run the breakdown reports on age and gender. Now I do have 2 here in both places. This is not a typo, but age and gender are kind of a tie in this particular characteristic. So maybe age makes a bigger, more significant impact on how people are engaging with your ad, or maybe gender does. Maybe more males, or you're getting better conversions with males than you are females, so you'd kill off advertising to females. Or maybe the younger demographic is performing better than the older demographic, and it doesn't really matter if they're male or female, both genders are performing well. So it's kind of a judgment call here, whether age or gender is more important and where you make your calls. And we'll go through some examples in the follow-on videos to hopefully clarify when to make a call on age and when to make a call on gender. And then finally, you could take a look at things like location, so you can see which locations are performing better. So that way you could kill the locations that aren't performing as well. So then what you're going to do is you're going to pause that ad set. And you're going to go ahead and create and launch a new ad set using the top performing ads and optimize audience and targeting. So let's say that you wound up with 2 ads after you killed the bottom 50% of ads. You waited 2 days, you ran your breakdown reports, you realized that mobile devices were outperforming desktop devices. The older age demographic, so 40 up, was outperforming the younger age demographic, and males were outperforming females. And you didn't really pay any attention to location because you had enough breakdown going on. So what you do is you would create a new ad set with the top 2 performing ads. You would target mobile devices, you would target ages 40 and above, and you would target males. And you'd set that new ad set live, and at this point in time, you should have a good audience, good targeting, and a good ad live and in your Facebook Ads Manager. And now what you can go ahead and do is either scale that campaign if it is performing very well, or you can go ahead and set up other campaigns following the same 5-day Facebook ad launch plan and just change it up a little bit. Maybe you do a different type of audience, maybe you use different ads, and you basically set up another test to see which is working best, and you just keep running with it. And as you come up with new offers and new objectives, you just go through this process again and again and again. And when you hit home runs and you find good ads, good audiences, good placements and targeting, you scale those up, which we'll talk about in follow-on videos. So that is the overview of the 5-day Facebook ad launch plan. Again, we're going to go into more detail on some of these specifics here, but that's the big 30,000 foot view plan of how you're going to go about launching your ads.